When you see a ripple on a pond, the ripple doesn't stay stationary, right? It moves. It ripples outward. There's always motion. There's the inward as the stone drops into the water. So part of it ripples inward and the other part moves out, but it never stays still. And one thing I've learned in the last couple of years is that nothing in reality stays still. Everything moves. Everything changes. There's a wave. There's a flux. There's an inward, outward, upward, downward motion to everything in reality. Nothing that I have seen so far is exempt from this. And so what I wanted to share real quick is about the way we expand physically versus consciously, and what raising one's consciousness really means. Because I feel like a lot of people don't know what it means. They throw the words around, raising your vibration, raising your consciousness, higher consciousness, but I feel like a lot of people, even in that community, don't fully understand what it is that we're actually doing and why, and how it pertains to the way that our reality was designed to work. But look at our human experience. Look at our physical human evolution. We were never meant to be content with just the basic way, the basic reality that we were given. We had to grow, we had to explore, we had to question things, we had to invent things. We invented transportation, we made cars so that we could go to different places. We made boats and submarines and things that travel to the depths of the ocean, and crafts that will take us into space. Granted, there's limitations, but that's still been mankind's endeavor to expand and to explore. And whether or not that's been a good thing, it's hard to say, because it's still moved us forward. But along the way, we've lost a lot of our purpose and the other reasons why we're on this planet. And that is to consciously grow and evolve. Yes, we've developed language. We've learned a lot of things about our reality. We have taught things. We have created art. We have created a lot of wonderful expressions of consciousness. But a lot of us have failed to evolve past a certain point of understanding ourselves and how we work, how we tick, how we function in connection with one another. And so many of us have been starting to explore the technology that we have inside our minds, to expand outward, to make the cars and planes and spaceships and submarines and all those modes of transportation and all those tools. We've been expanding within our minds, going to the depths of the ocean within, looking at our shadows and what lies in our subconscious that we have acknowledged but ignored throughout our lives, throughout the history of mankind. And we've been exploring the outer space of our inner worlds, of our consciousness, seeing what new heights we can reach, what new areas we can explore, what new ways we can do things, how we can think differently, how we can step outside the limitations of our human experience, just as if your dog were to suddenly wake up one day and realize he's a dog and realize how different his experience is from ours. There's nothing wrong with him being in the level of consciousness that he's in. But if theoretically an animal were to evolve, it would become more aware of concepts that it was completely blind to before. And so that's what we're trying to do. And raising consciousness or raising your vibration isn't really an accurate term as much as expanding. Because the more you expand outward, the more you can go inward. And that flux, that wave, allows you to reach new heights and new levels. So there is a level, but it's not linear. It's more concentric, like the ripple on the pond. There's layers to it. And so this is a little bit longer than I wanted it to be, but, you know, that's pretty much all I wanted to say, because I haven't done a video like this on consciousness or anything like that in a while. I've been doing my nature videos and starting to get into these podcasts. And so I wanted to share something that was kind of reflected at me through Dan Zetterstrom and Dave from Generation Z. Incredible new episode up on the Generation Z YouTube. And kind of builds off concepts that were in the last podcast episode that I was on with Scott from Generation Z and the Human Beings group. Incredible conversation. And so yeah, that's me just trying to kind of get back into doing this kind of thing. I wanted to share that for anybody who needed to hear that, you know, needed that explanation. Not that I consider my explanation to be the ultimate, but just something that I observed, something that struck a chord within me when I heard some ideas thrown around in that video I was speaking about. And I just wanted to expand on that a little bit. So yeah, there's a ripple in your pond. Have a good day.